Hello and welcome to Spirit Touch Lessons in the Sanctuary. We're going to be talking about authority. The initials CIA can also stand for Christ in authority. We are under God's authority. Christ, and it also stands for Christ is authority. NRA can also, NRA means never rape authority. How do we do that? By rebelling against it. Right now, far too many people in this nation are doing that very thing. Why? Because they do not agree with those in authority. In doing so, many are destroying public and private property. Very bad idea, because it shows a total disrespect for the property. Some are going so far as to destroy nature and park areas. All of the above is very disturbing to God. We far too many think it's okay to disturb the peace in order to gain peace. Some do it because they want to be in charge, others because they think they have been unfairly treated. Still others do it as a way of demanding justice. Revenge is never a good idea. Hebrews 10:30. When they are caught, many who do such things claim they didn't do anything wrong. They refuse to take responsibility for their actions. They don't realize that such actions lead to their own ruin. Proverbs 19:3. Many do verse 5a. They will throw innocent people under the bus just to save their own skin. However, eventually verse 9 gets them. Verse 16b tells us what happens to them when it does. Such behavior is usually done to verse 19a. Check out verse 28 and 29. These actions I am talking about are selfish. According to verse 11, discretion can dissolve anger. Verse 13 is an eye-opener. Why? Because such actions dishonor and discredit God. They are resisting God's will. Such actions can cause others who see such behavior to lose their faith and hope. Those who are guilty of such poor behavior try to rationalize it. However, there's no excuse for such actions. Some who behave that way are just plain power hungry. They do not understand where the real power is. There's power in integrity, honesty, wisdom, good behavior. Disturbing the peace does not bring peace. Justice doesn't come by demanding it. It comes by respecting it, because God is sovereign. He is also in control and in total authority. Some people do some pretty bad things when they are in a position of authority. What they think is best for the people under them is not always what God thinks is best. Since He puts them in that position, He can take them out of it. Many of them try to bully those under them into agreeing with them. Once they get into authority, some of them will do anything to stay there. God doesn't force us into following His will. He loves us into it. That's why it's wise to follow His will, even when we don't understand it. Dictators will force you into doing their will and punish you when you refuse them. Coercion is never a good idea either, because it only antagonizes those under you. They forget that old saying, "You catch more flies with honey than with vinegar," is true. Be very careful about resisting it. You see, be careful about insisting it's your way or the highway, because some just may take you up on that. People do their best work when they are satisfied and feel appreciated. Good choices or leaders treat their good bosses or leaders treat their employees with dignity and respect. Both go a long way to keeping good workers. It's best to be kind to your employees. Give them credit when it's due. When employees know you trust them to do a good job, they will do their best to deliver. Remember, doing a good job is always the best advertisement there is. A good authority figure will be constructive, not destructive. When they are destructive, it's called abuse of power. That type of person does not need to be in office or in a leadership position. If allowed to stay in power, they will end up destroying everyone and everything in their path. Is that how we want it to be? Yet to everything you can do, everything you can to help remove them. When you know something is wrong, speak up, do the right thing, be careful, and oh yes, pray. Ask others to back you up in prayer. It's always a good idea and the wisest move to take it to the Lord in prayer. Israel has a prime minister, but he is under God's appointment and authority. He is following God's orders. when other leaders question what he is doing, they are really questioning God. That's not good. It's our job to give them the help they ask for and pray for them. God's right hand is at work in Israel and Ukraine. He is their shield and defense, just like He's ours. Both of them are under attack by mortal enemies. They need our support, our encouragement, and our prayers. When people misuse their authority, we have the power to vote them out. It's our way of saying, "You're fired." Our vote is our strongest voice. How we use it sends a message to the world about who this nation is and what it stands for. It's up to us to get it right. Our vote is our authority. It's a blessing and a gift from our final authority, whose name is God Almighty. Let's follow the advice of Joshua. As for this nation, we will serve the Lord and do 2 Chronicles 7:14. You may send your prayer requests to heanswerstwo@gmail, and we'll make sure that the real authority gets it so that you can receive your answer.